We just got to the property. We're gonna go walk around, show you guys what we're actually doing to it. We're adding some cool features and we'll go over that. So let's go check it out. So this was a 2-bed, 1-bath. When we acquired it, we ended up locking this one up at about $160. At that price point, we knew that we're gonna be able to flip this one, but it's a 2-bed, 1-bath. It's not the right fit for a traditional single family. So we knew that, all right, is it possible to add another bedroom? And is it possible to add another bathroom? They actually converted the single car garage to a bedroom. So we're able to actually have the square footage to do it. So let's check it out. At 160, there was enough meat on the bone to assign it to ourselves. We ended up contracting for 160. We assigned it to ourselves for 205. That was a $45,000 assignment that we were able to assign to ourselves. So our wholesaling acquisition company is separate than the fix and flip company. So we can pay that business because we have salespeople, we have people in that company that need to be paid. So by creating that assignment, we can pay that company separately. And then sometimes we even use that money for the fix and flip renovation. So if you get creative, you can do that too. So that was a $45,000 assignment already built into the deal. There used to be a wall right here that separated the kitchen to the living room. As you guys can see, freaking blew up that wall, redoing the entire kitchen. It was super dated. If you walk this way, we had 2 bedrooms here. This was the original 2 bedrooms of the house, right? So there was nothing in this room. It was a hole in the ground where it was a bathroom at one point. The seller's like, yeah, I'm planning on doing the bathroom. You know how it goes. Never actually get the work done. A complete renovation here in the bathroom. They've already put the tiles up, the tub, the shower head, all that good stuff. That's easy. It's actually easier for us because we didn't have to demo anything. It was just a blank canvas. So redoing the bedrooms, obviously got to put floors in. I'm going to do paint. This one here is a lot of the same. Actually a decent sized bedroom, a decent sized closet, new floors, paint, easy peasy, easy stuff. I think our total reno budget on this property to do the floors, to do the bathrooms, to do the outside exterior, we did the roof, blow out these walls, redo the kitchen and everything that you see, and even plumb the new bathroom, which you're gonna look at in a second. I think the total renovation on this one's about 50 grand. What that looks like as far as like what we're actually gonna be making on this deal. So if you come in here, this was actually on a separate grade. They graded it. This is gonna be the 3rd bedroom, which was already here. It had a ductwork coming in. This used to be an attic scuttle, but we're able to add the square footage to the actual building itself. No garage, this is a bedroom. Here's the bathroom. So we actually drilled into the foundation, replumbed it. This was a laundry room. Now it's a full bathroom. It takes our price point completely up. As a 2-bed, 1-bath, this property wouldn't be worth near as much if we can convert it to a 3-2. Again, you gotta think about who is gonna be your end buyer. A family with, you know, maybe a husband and a wife and some kids. You need to have 2 bathrooms for a functioning house like that. Can you imagine having 3 beds and everyone share 1 bath? It's just not functional. So if you can find value adds on your deals and you can do stuff like this with the existing structure, not doing any kind of crazy additions, you can do stuff like this, your value of your home is gonna skyrocket. And it helps, like it's a great value add to if you're wholesaling, it's a great value add to fix and flippers. The only thing we have to do now is obviously getting the kitchen in, get the floors in, do some paint, and we should be ready to put this on the market. This whole project's gonna be about 2 months total. Put in windows, roof, and all that stuff, but the team's rocking and rolling. This lead came from a cold call. Our VAs actually called the homeowner here. We don't even know the situation of what the homeowner is experiencing. When we pull a list for someone like this, and we're pulling a list to find people to find deals like this, we're just trying to find a situation. That's it. This particular lead came from a high equity absentee inherited list. So the homeowner actually inherited this property. It was his mother's property that he got probably about 15 years ago. And his idea was to do the same. He was gonna do the work. He was gonna, fix it and possibly resell it. But, life happens a lot of times, guys, and he was unable to finish the job itself. So we were able to step in by marketing to a situation. We find niche homeowners just like this all the time. Gave him a call. If you want a copy of the call recording, we actually have it. It's gonna be linked below under this video. A freaking virtual assistant from the Philippines made this call, talked to the homeowner. He's like, yes, I do want to sell. Most of the time, I don't even come out to these properties. Most of the time, my VAs actually lock up that contract on their own. Makes my life a lot easier and it helps us move faster. But in this particular case, Mr. Taylor wanted to meet with us. I came out, talked to him, got the contract that came from my virtual assistant, and we're gonna be making some crazy money on it. So don't discount cold calling. A lot of people's like, cold calling is dead. No. Well, I guess the more people that believe that, the better it is for us because it freaking works awesome. So let's head back to the office and let's break this deal down on the whiteboard. Hey guys, so we're back at the office now. We're gonna break down this deal. So when we looked at this and we went through the property, you heard me say we converted it from a 2-bed 1-bath to a 3-bed 2-bath. Why did we do that? So let's look at plan A and plan B. What would it have been if we would have left it as a 2-1? So I'm just going to write the property here. Kirchhoff was the address. So we have plan A. We could have left this as a 2-1. Okay, the ARV on this particular property of it being a 2-1 was about 255K, right? Now us leaving it as a 2-1, we would have saved us a bunch of money. We wouldn't have to spend as much in renovation. I mean, the whole entire project is going to be anywhere from 65 to 70K after everything's said and done. If we would have left it as a 2-1, the project would have cost us around 25K. So repairs would have been around 25K. Now remember, we picked this deal up at a wholesale price. Our BP, which is buy price, we bought this at 160, okay? So let's do the math together. If we bought it at 160, we have to do 25K in repairs. Would have been all in at about 185, not including any of our holding costs. Now guys, when we typically get a deal, we're gonna pay hard money on that. So if you look at, even if we bought it for 185 and paid, we end up paying 10%. I mean, our holding cost to hold this project, 25K is typically a 25-day project, right? It's typically about a day per $1,000. So if we know we do about 25K in work, it's going to probably take us about 25 days or a month. So by the time we buy the property, fix it up, and resell it, and it goes to a retail buyer, it's about a 2 to 3 month process. So our holding costs on this money for about, let's say worst case scenario, 3 months, we're probably going to end up holding and paying about 7 grand in holding cost. Okay, so 7K is holding. Total would have been about 192. So yes, we would have still made money on the 255 ARV. Like, we subtract commissions, we subtract, listing agents, we subtract closing costs, all that good stuff from this number. We still probably make about 35K on this deal, but the wholesale fee would have been pretty darn tight, right? We would have maybe paid our company, 5, 6, 7 grand, something like that. So, but it would have still been a moneymaker. So let's just say we would have had the profit is roughly, by the time we did everything, 230, paid the wholesale fee, would have probably made somewhere around 30K profit. So plan B, okay, we're looking at a 3-2. Now, how much would it cost us to get to a 3-2? So for the repairs here, we know we're gonna have to spend about, let's just say worst case, about 70 grand. Worst case scenario, assuming we have to do the windows, the roof, the high ticket items, as well as plumbing to put a new bathroom in, the whole thing. Let's just say worst case 70 grand. Again, we bought it, our buy price is still 160K. So plan B, we're gonna do about 70K in repairs. We can get this ready for a traditional buyer who would move their family in, it'd be enough space for a real family. You gotta think of the inconvenience. If you had a 2-1 or a 3-1, the inconvenience of just having one bathroom, not feasible. So if we can convert this to a 3-2, we bought it at 160, 70K in repairs. We know that typically when we're looking at this, in the area, another 3-2 with similar square footage, similar characteristics, we're going to be looking at an ARV on this property. Crazy the difference this makes, guys, and this is why you don't compare 2-1s to 3-2s. The difference in the ARV on this particular property for those characteristics was about 350K for the top end value of this property as a 3-2. So it's about $100,000 difference just by being able to add that extra bathroom. So if we do the math, again, we're at 350 plus these two together. So let's do all in. We're at 230K for the repairs plus the money, assuming we still have the same amount of holding, because it's still going to take us, well, I mean, for this, again, 70K is probably going to take us 2 months to do the project, a month to sell it. So let's say the worst case scenario, we hold the money for 4 months. So instead of 7 grand, we'll be roughly looking at about 9K in holding. Okay, so 9K holding, all in at 239K. And we still have a potential profit margin here, assuming everything, repairs, our initial buy price, and ARV being 350 by the time we subtract any sort of like commissions. Let's just do 3,500 times 4, which is 14 grand. So by the time we pay commissions and closing costs, we'll subtract 14K here. So this would be, what is that, 336? 336K by the time, again, this is commission. So this number is commission. We're still looking at 336K net minus what we spent, right? So the numbers here is 336K minus 239K. Our potential profit on this deal would go from 30K to upwards to almost $100,000. So this is 97. So I don't know, I'll leave this up to you guys. What do you think would make the most sense on this deal? Do you think it would make the most sense of just doing a quick flip, leaving it as is and doing 30K? Or should we take the extra month and do the extra work to potentially make another, well, 3 times the amount, right? So this deal came to us from a cold call, right? And as talking to the seller, it is my job to figure out what is the best plan of action for this lead. How can we make the most money? If you're in the wholesale game, you're stuck here. If you're in the wholesale game, you're stuck in this level, right? You're stuck with, oh my gosh, I had this deal under contract for 160. What can I realistically sell it for? When you get into the fix and flip game, you start making some bigger chunks because you open the door to, oh my gosh, okay, do I want to make 30K? Absolutely not on this deal. Do I want to make almost 100 grand on one deal? That seems like a no-brainer. So guys, this particular deal was awesome, but you want to open the door to your creativity and say, is it possible to convert this property from, you know, a 2-1 to a 3-2? If you have a 3-1 on your hands, is it possible to add a bathroom? If you have a 2-2 on your hands, is it possible to add a bedroom somewhere? You want to get your properties to around to having the standard 3-2 mark because you're going to get the most money from your deals. So that's the deal breakdown. Again, cold call to actual physical acquisition to doing the project. It's going to be about a 4-month turnaround for a $100,000 profit. That's this one, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.